everybody. My name is Mike. That's great. That's great. It was rhetorical, but I like it. Yeah. I want, first of all, to thank you all very much for coming tonight. We're raising money for two of my favorite causes, one being the Deborah Peone Memorial Scholarship Fund at Bonnie Eagle High School, and the other being the Trinity Episcopal Church. And the number of people here is just overwhelming to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to tell a few stories tonight. I'm going to go to my box of stuff and pull out stuff out of the box that interests me. I hope you find it interesting as well. I have a special guest performer tonight. We're not going to give it away who it is because it's Michael Parent. You know how he gets. He gets nervous if he knows it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. As you can tell, my voice is a little bit shot, so I'm just going to keep screaming as much as I can, and if I keel over, then Michael will have to take over for me. But I'm going to do the best I can. The name of the show, Turning 50 and Other Humorous Stories. I hope you find humor tonight, because turning 50, it was a major milestone in my life. On May 27, 2004, the big 5-0, half a century. That's old. At least I used to think it was. Now, not so much anymore. But when you think about it, when you pass 50, you're closer to 60 than you are to 40. You're closer to 70 than you are to 30. Let's face it, you're closer to dying than you are to birth. So, needless to say, on that day, I was a bit cranky. Now, fortunately, I have a dear friend at work. Her name is Anne-Marie Eaton. And she noticed my attitude, and she figured I needed an attitude adjustment. So she said, I'm going to take you out to lunch. Free food. My two favorite things. All right. I climbed into her car, and she had heated seats and everything. It was wonderful. And we drove to the restaurant. You can only imagine my shock when I opened the door, and there was my entire department there to share the occasion with me. And they had a very special gift for me. Now, as you know, the Red Hat Society is a group of women who have decided that at middle age is the time for verve and humor. Silliness, they say, is the comic relief of life. And I don't think they're real specific about the exact age, and I figure if they're not real sticklers about age, maybe they're not sticklers about gender. So I decided I'm going to join the Red Hat Society and treat the onset of middle age with verve and humor. I wore that red hat proudly that day, except when I went to the men's room. It got me to thinking about silly things that now I was going to do in the future. One of them I've already done. Now, I went skydiving. Now, my father-in-law is a pilot, and he says, I don't know why anybody would want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Silly old me, that's exactly what I did. And I survived to tell about it. And also, thinking about silly things I could do in the future, I started thinking about some silly things I did in the past. For example, when I was a young man, I used to work at Maine Savings Bank. Anybody remember Maine Savings Bank? Oh, it was a wonderful place. And we used to have a softball team. It was just a pickup team, but every year we would drive to Bangor in February and play in a snow softball tournament. One year it was 18 degrees below zero when we get up in the morning to start playing. Oh, but we played hard all day, we partied hard all night, and then the next day, tired and sore, we would go home. but our team had a tradition. We always stopped at Wendy's in Waterville on the way home, and we all ordered the same thing, chili and Frosty, which is a ridiculous combination of food considering how tired and sore we were, but that's what we did. I think today, if I were to put that combination in, that would just be ridiculous. And even if they said, Mike, come play softball, 18 for below zero, I said, no way, but it's for charity. I said, where do I mail the check? Yeah, ridiculous. That was silly. But the silliest thing that I ever did, back when I was at Colby College in the early 70s, when streaking was the fad. Don't get ahead of me. It's a lot more fun if we go there together. I had a female friend on campus who was complaining that she didn't see any of the streakers. Late one night, and there may have been a beer or two involved here, I decided I was going streaking to her room. So I walked outside her dormitory, I looked up and I saw her light was on. She's studying for senior comprehensive exams. I snuck up the stairs, I listened to make sure that nobody else was in there. I took off all my clothes and I knocked. The door opened about this much. I pushed it open and said, here I am. There was this lady standing there I had never seen before. Evidently, my friend Debbie had a cousin up visiting for the weekend, and Debbie was off doing a sorority thing, and all I could do was stammer, well, would you tell Debbie I was here? She said, oh yeah! Folks, at my age, I don't think I would ever get naked in public again. Well, maybe wearing the hat, strategically. So, now that I've hit 50, there are some other advantages that I didn't know about. For example, AARP. I am the newest member, the American Association of Retired Persons. This is a great organization. You get discounts on airfare and hotel rooms and rental cars and everything. And another thing is every month they send out a newsletter with information just chock full of stuff that would be of interest to somebody my age. Now this particular edition had an article that caught my eye. Grumpy old men. Why are guys so hard to live with? Well, I enjoy a good piece of fiction every now and again, so I figured that I would read the article, and it turns out that it's a phenomenon that happens in men if left untreated as we age. They even have a name for it. It's called irritable male syndrome. But what got me most was one of the treatments that they suggested, and it's so amazing. I'm going to read it verbatim. Now, there you go. This by Brad Edmondson. Forget the low-carb fad. Only a diet that includes both protein and carbohydrates allows the body to produce enough of the neurotransmitter called serotonin, the male hormone of bliss. Protein and carbohydrates. Chili and a Frosty! Who'd have thunk it? The food that defined my silliness as a young man is going to keep me happy as an old man. So there you have it. My retirement plan is set, and it begins with the red hat. So bring on 60, bring on 70, bring on the chili and the Frosty.